Welcome to this narrated PowerPoint on Nutrition Simplified. Simplified for nursing students to learn and teach. Hi, I'm Pat Clay. I have a Master's of Science in Nursing. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a certified pediatric nurse and a certified wound ostomy nurse. Here's the outline of what is on this PowerPoint. We're going to talk about balanced nutrition, moderation, variety, reading labels, Healthy People 2030 nutrition objectives, and some great resources for teaching nutrition. Balance. A balanced diet results when you do not consume one nutrient at the expense of another, but rather get appropriate amounts of all nutrients. Moderation means not eating to the extremes, neither too much nor too little. Serving size or portions are important. Variety refers to consuming different foods from within each of the food groups on a regular basis. Eat a rainbow of fruits and vegetables. Reading a food label. This can be a daunting task. The FDA makes it easy. Reading a food label informational videos are available on their YouTube channel. Take some packages or cans out of your pantry now and examine their labels. On the label, you will find macronutrients, fats, carbohydrates, proteins, all measured in grams. Micronutrients, most are measured in milligrams, vitamins, and minerals. A little about physiology of nutrition. Why is nutrition so important? Well, consider the Krebs cycle, or the citric acid cycle, that occurs in the mitochondria in every cell in your body. The macronutrients, fats, carbohydrates, and proteins flow into the mitochondria where they're utilized by the Krebs cycle. Protein we eat is broken down into the individual amino acids. The chart on the left shows how the minerals are used, and the chart on the right concentrates on the B vitamins. We can only get these nutrients from our diet, excepting the non-essential amino acids that our bodies can produce. Huskisson et al. Concludes in an article, "The Role of Vitamins and Minerals in Energy Metabolism and Well-Being," wrote the following: "An overwhelming body of physiological evidence confirms the fundamental role of vitamins and minerals in energy metabolism. In particular, the B-complex vitamins are essential for mitochondrial function, and a lack of just one of these vitamins may compromise an entire sequence of biochemical reactions necessary for transforming food into physiological energy. It's also clear that several minerals and trace elements are essential for energy generation, although more research is needed to elucidate their precise role." I must introduce you to Healthy People 2030. Every 10 years, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services evaluates many aspects of human health. Objectives are created and data collected over the following 10 years. This data are used to set standards. For example, nutrition, such as the food labels on every product that Americans consume. You can view all objectives on the Healthy People website. I'll talk about a few of them in a minute. First, a little history of the Healthy People Initiative. In 1979, Surgeon General Julius Richmond issued a landmark report titled Healthy People, the Surgeon General's Report on Health Promotion and Disease Prevention. Every decade after 1990, 2000, 2010, 2020, and now 2030, objectives were determined on data collection for the next 10 years. For 2030, which was launched in August of 2020, is the 5th iteration of the Healthy People Initiative. It builds on knowledge gained over the last 4 decades and has an increased focus on health equity, social determinants of health, and health literacy, and a new focus on well-being. Here's an example of 2 objectives for 2030. Increasing fruit and vegetable consumption by people aged 2 years and over. baseline is listed, and the recommended target is listed. Another objective is to increase vitamin D consumption by people aged 2 years and older. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium, which is important for healthy bones. Here are 2 preparations of calcium that have vitamin D added. Another benefit of vitamin D, evidence that vitamin D supplementation could reduce risk of influenza and COVID-19 infections and deaths. Vitamins and minerals have a synergy effect. For example, calcium and vitamin C. What's the connection? One article states that vitamin C supplement use appears to have a beneficial effect on levels of bone marrow density, especially among postmenopausal women using concurrent estrogen therapy and calcium supplements. Another study looked at the effect of vitamin C versus carotene, which is a provitamin A, occurring in orange, parsley, and pepper juices on calcium absorption. The results obtained revealed that ascorbic acid, or vitamin C, orange and pepper juices enhanced intestinal calcium absorption. Here's a key point. Vitamin C boosts absorption rates of calcium, and a greater intake may help to strengthen bone density. In short review, we talked about balance, moderation, variety, reading labels, and Healthy People 2030 nutrition objectives. Let's talk about resources to teach others. On the MyPlate website, the U.S. Department of Agriculture lists many resources. Here's a drop-down menu of resources, tools, printed materials, graphics, and videos. I chose kids aged 5 to 12 years old, and you can see there's a crossword puzzle, there's a word search, and MyPlate that they can paste pictures of food on. Here is a fact sheet on bell peppers for teens. Who doesn't like a crunchy bell pepper with hummus? Here's another really fun resource found at nutritiondata.self.com. You can look up any food, and you can also compare foods. We're going to compare apple juice to apples. Here's apple juice, canned or bottled, unsweetened without added vitamin C, compared to raw apples with the skin. Let's talk about some of the important data on these pages. The website gives a really great explanation of the glycemic index load. Basically, glycemic index load measures the effect of the sugar in the food on your body's blood sugar. If you choose a food below 10, it has less of an effect on your blood sugar than foods above 20. The goal is to get a total of less than 100 throughout the whole day. Let's look at our apple and apple juice. The glycemic index load on apple juice is 6. The estimated glycemic load on an apple with skin that you just eat, the whole fruit, is 3, half the glycemic load of apple juice. So the better choice would be eat a whole apple. Fullness factor and nutrition data are important too. The fullness factor rates the food on a 0 to 5 scale and predicts the satiating effect of the food, how filling it is, the fullness factor, how filling that food is, and makes you feel satisfied with what you ate. The nutrition data rating scores food on 0 to 5 scale as well. And basically it measures the nutrient density of that food, how many nutrients per calorie you're getting. So let's compare our apple juice with our apple. The fullness factor on apple juice is 1.6 compared to eating a whole apple with the skin, which is 2.7. I'm going to feel more full and satiated after eating a whole fruit. The nutrition data on apple juice is 3.5 compared to 3.3 on a raw apple. Yeah, that's okay. Nutrient balance is indicated in the completeness score. Very few foods contain a complete array of essential nutrients. Therefore, it's important to eat a variety of foods to fulfill our nutritional needs. You're not going to be able to see this graphic unless you have Adobe Flash Player, which I don't think is supported on any platforms anymore. However, the completeness score is available, and it shows how complete the food is with respect to 23 essential nutrients. Apple juice has a completeness score of 16, whereas a raw apple has a completeness score twice that, meaning it contains more of the essential nutrition. Let's look at protein quality. Protein is basically amino acids, and your food will have an amino acid score. If the amino acid score is less than 100, a link is provided to complementary sources of protein. These are foods that are higher in the limiting amino acids and lower in the amino acids most prevalent in the food. By combining complementary proteins, you're able to increase the overall quality of the protein you consume. Our example here has an amino acid score of 63, meaning it has a fair amount of 9 essential amino acids. Let's compare the protein scores of our apple juice and our raw apple. It's basically not applicable for our apple juice, but our raw apple has an amino acid score of 31, indicating that it has some of the amino acids in it. Now that we see how important nutrition is and how important it is to have a basic understanding for yourself and to teach others, it's important to start simple. Start simple if you want to change your nutrition habits. Using a chart to monitor your fruit and vegetable rainbow really works. Post it on the refrigerator. Document every day a rainbow of fruits and vegetables that you eat. After a while, you might discover that you don't crave sweets anymore or that chocolate candy bar. The Healthy People website has a wonderful PDF on starting simple with My Plate. On this document, you're going to find some important tips to remember. Here are a few. Make half your plate fruits and vegetables. Focus on whole fruits. Vary your veggies. Make half your grains whole. Vary your protein routine. Move to low-fat or fat-free dairy products or yogurt. Choose foods and beverages with less added sugar and saturated fat or sodium. This or that. Should you eat a whole fruit or the apple juice that comes in a carton? Share nutrition information every chance you get. You can actually change a life with good nutrition. Wounds heal better, people are healthier, stronger, more alert, and focused. I hope you enjoyed this narrated PowerPoint. If you have any questions or comments, please email them to profclay2020@gmail.com. For more educational videos for nursing students or nurses, check out my YouTube channel, Prof. Clay A+ Clinicals. To understand the work of a nurse, read my book, 3-Question Method of Clinical Preparation for Nursing Students, which is available on Amazon. Have a good day.